Recently, I saw a video on my feed titled Ultra-Masculine White Girl Playlist. The thumbnail was Dr. Gregory House from the hit 2000s TV show House MD. Now, for context, House MD is a show about a hyper-intelligent antisocial doctor with a limp who is supposed to be the Sherlock Holmes of medicine. As per the show, he's completely a jerk. The show uses his off-putting personality as comedy, and he constantly tries to be a manly man. Now, the white girl part of this is that the playlist consisted of exclusively feminine 2000s pop music. Rihanna, Katy Perry, Kesha, Charlie XCX, and all of that kind of stuff. It's pop music, which is always, unfortunately, associated with white women. This video won't touch on that racial aspect at all. However, it did have me thinking, what do those words mean together? Could you tell your grandpa ultra-masculine white girl music, and would he understand it? Probably not. Now, I'm a frequent user of Pinterest. For those of you who don't know, the app is predominantly made out of teenage girls and queer individuals. Just try searching House MD on Pinterest. What I found, aside from some promotional pictures, were cutesy memes and edits. Just look at these examples. Edits of House with a Bow, girl boss meeting, and him with this cute little kid. Sure, the argument could be made that the House MD fandom is now, after like 25 years, teenage girls. But this isn't unique to the House MD fandom. Try searching up Call of Duty on a predominantly female/teenage/queer platform like Tumblr. Pinterest is my favorite example of this because it shows these edits and pictures only. Ghost, one of these characters, arguably the manliest character, is the subject of many of these edits. Now try it with Mortal Kombat, Halo, Breaking Bad, or even the Impractical Jokers. So this raises the question, why do teenage girls gravitate towards masculine interests? Now, using House MD and Call of Duty as my primary examples, let's look at their fandoms as a whole. For House, older people like parents who were alive and mature enough to watch the show as it was airing. And for Call of Duty, mainly men and teenage boys. Try that same experiment again with a site with a more diverse user base, like Reddit. You'll find a mix of someone's dad asking why it's called House, and another user calling Wilson a freaky twink. For Call of Duty, almost exclusively gameplay content. So why do femme-presenting people and queer people find this so appealing? Now keep in mind when I say girls, I mean teenagers and younger Gen Z women. And again, it is not just limited to women and femme-presenting people. Plenty of Gen Z LGBTQ members follow these behavior patterns. I've only said girls mainly from this point in reference to that video from earlier. Now, fandom culture is appealing and made up of neurodivergent individuals. As Royce Flippin with Attitude's ADHD Medical Review Panel states, hyperfocus is an intense fixation on an interest or activity for an extended period of time, something that individuals who are neurodivergent, like autistic or have ADHD, tend to experience. These sometimes is also called special interests. Now, taking a look back at these edits and pictures, let's be honest, these are funny. It's silly and it's essentially an in-fandom meme or an inside joke. So what do they mean? Why do they exist? Well, my theory is, originally, they were most likely an attempt to make fun of hypermasculinity, to point out the toxicity of it. However, as time progressed, these jokes became less about making fun of the stereotypical enjoyer of these pieces of media, and more like a telltale sign to other people in that media to say, hey, I'm like you. It signals they have a similar humor and a similar identity, and they enjoy the same piece of media. Then, These evolved into being for niche members of the fandom. They fly under the radar, but exist inside of the fandom space separate from the main group. They open space for new fans, who may be intimidated by the fandom's original fan base, the manly man boys club. These nicher, which I know is not a word, but these niche fans don't do much interacting with the core fan base. Why would they? The core fan base is usually made up of men with a complex who probably wouldn't take kindly to a younger girl making their interests girly or less masculine, as if a woman's very presence takes their enjoyment away. This can be seen in the recent backlash of GTA 6, where people on the internet are complaining that the protagonist is going to be a girl, which a whole different issue with that. In the example of boy bands, 𝒮𝓊𝓂𝓷𝓁 Mendelssohn, sorry if I butchered that name, with applied psychology opus, wrote in the paper Gender and Fandoms this quote: "While many boy bands are often mainstream entities, there is a level of shame involved in liking boy bands because of how the content is perceived as being frivolous and inappropriate for anyone over the age of about 12. Anderson, Jensen, 𝒮𝒃, Pusnik, and Mendelssohn." We can see these things in the 2000s One Direction boom, the NSYNC fandom, which is predominantly teenage girls, Taylor Swift, and the way these people are treated online. Sure, these are examples of more feminine spaces, but they are constantly victims of being harassed and made fun of by people who think their interests are too girly or vain and frivolous. To close this off, this ultra-masculinity, femininity coin with girls and queer individuals is an act of rebellion against men who want to block them off from the more traditionally masculine interests, like Call of Duty, 𝒂𝓊𝓂𝓷𝓁, your Breaking Bad, not you, your Breaking Bads, the show Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and things of that nature. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's different from my usual content, but I did enjoy making it a lot. I had a lot of fun doing this. And I'll probably make more videos like this, but I won't stop making my normal content. But this channel is sort of a space where I'd like to just explore things. But I will keep making those videos from earlier. And if you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out, helps grow my channel, and if not, remember me when you continue. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye!